Hello everybody, thank you for tuning in. This is Sm1tty Sm1t, and today I am bringing you a video review of the Scuf gaming controller, the Reaper. The Reaper is only fitting considering Mass Effect 3 has recently been released. So this is going to be, a new series that I'll be doing where I do video reviews for some of the hardware that I have or that I've been getting to give you guys an opportunity to see exactly what it is that I'm using. I know some of you actually read the written reviews, but video reviews tend to get more to the point. They're more concise, and you know, we can rap back and forth about the hardware. So let's talk about the Reaper. Now, the first thing you'll notice is the case that it comes in. This thing is gorgeous. The case cost, I think, an extra $13. Now, I do want to say that Scuf Gaming was kind enough to send me everything you're about to see for review. Okay, so I actually didn't have to pay anything. As a reviewer, obviously, that doesn't really change how I feel about the stuff that I get. But the Scuf gaming controller really doesn't have to worry about that because this is a fine piece of work. But you'll see the case. You know, the case is here, and it's fitted to the actual Xbox 360 controller itself. So if you're going to pick up a Scuf controller, I recommend getting the case as well, simply because it really does protect against damage, and it keeps what is a gorgeous controller looking gorgeous. So let's open it up and take a look inside. And as you'll see, this is a very pretty controller. Okay, now the color scheme is sort of a blood red and black. Okay, you'll again notice it's wireless. To add wireless, it's an extra $10. Personally, I would say you probably want to go wired, just because it wouldn't be as heavy as a wireless. Okay, but let's first talk about the first thing you notice is that all the buttons are blacked out. This is an option that you can select. Okay, and it just adds to the general aura of the controller itself. It keeps it looking pretty damn cool. That red and black motif is beautiful, frankly. Okay. Secondly, you're going to notice this thumbstick here. This is not an Xbox thumbstick. Okay, the Xbox thumbsticks are like this. They're concave. This one here is convex, and if you'll notice, it's actually raised up a little bit more than the other thumbsticks as well, sort of acting like a Control Freak does. I know you guys have read some of my reviews about Control Freaks. Now, what I do is, just to give me added support, I actually have a CQC that I attach on here, just to give me a little bit more leverage and make Call of Duty and Battlefield and things like that just easier for me. Okay. Next, we will move on to what you'll see here. Now, you'll see these little nubs that they've got here. These are for the hair triggers. Okay, what you do, you take your trusty little Allen wrench, which they provide, you stick it in the hole, okay, and then you turn it, and you're going to see this thumbstick, or this trigger, move down. Okay, what it does is it tightens it down. And what that's going to do is you tighten and tighten and tighten until it gets to the point where if you're with the right thumbstick it fires, then you lessen it just a bit. And for the left trigger, you tighten it until it scopes in, then you lessen it just a bit. And what that does is it makes it so that when you're firing, there's less range of motion. Okay, so instead of having to go the full 100% of a trigger press, maybe it's only 15% or 70%. I don't know the actual percentage. It's tuned in quite a bit, as you can see here. You'll also notice these silver little nubs here on the bottom of the triggers. What those are trigger stops. Okay, and those are included simply because when you pull the trigger, that's firing, that's scoping. Okay, you don't need that extra range of motion. It's a waste of time. So what they've done is they've added these trigger stops so that with the hair trigger, excuse me, and the trigger stops installed, you're saving what could be a half a second every time you fire. Now, you know, half a second seems negligible, but over the course of a game, let's say you're firing, say 100 times, that's saving you, what, 50 seconds, okay, of what could be extra trigger pull that you don't need. Alright, so having those installed, I would say, if you're a COD player, is a must. Okay. Now you'll also notice these little strips back here. These are, I guess they're called plates, or paddles. And what those do, you'll see under here, those are 2 extra buttons, okay? And what those buttons do, I have the left button as a jump, and the right button as melee. So when you're playing, you've got your middle fingers on these paddles. Now you can have the buttons configured any way that you want upon ordering, okay? I was sent the jump and, or I should say A on the left, B on the right, okay? I would say if I could do it again, I would put X on the left for my reload, and then keep B on the right for my melee. And technically, you could actually put melee back on the thumbstick if you're not using a tactical button layout, and that would be your laydown for drop shots and things like that, okay? What you're not seeing is this little grip that they have sprayed all over the bottom of the controller, and it's called Scuf grip. Okay, and it's military grade. It's similar to the stuff that they spray on the weapons for soldiers that are out in deserts, so that the weapons don't become slippery. And what they do is this stays sticky, grippy, even as you're playing 8, 10, 15 hours of Call of Duty. It's going to prevent the controller from slipping around in your hands. Okay, altogether this comes to about $130, maybe a little bit more. Okay, but what's great is that if you don't want to drop that kind of cash for this custom controller, they do have other options as well. But if you don't want to drop that kind of money, what you can do is you can take your own controller, send it to Scuf, tell them what you want put on it, and they will customize a controller for you. Saves you a little bit of money, you get your own controller back, and then you would want to obviously buy the case, because with a controller like this isn't something you leave out for your friends to use. This is your controller, and it's fantastic. If I have to put a number grade on it, and let's say we're using a 10-point scale, I would give it a 9.5, simply because I don't have the buttons configured the way I want. I know I shouldn't really deduct that half a point for something that was my own choice, but nonetheless, I wish they had some sort of suggestion that they would give you on the website where you order from, which is scufgaming.com. Scuf is SCUF gaming.com. I urge you guys, go at least check it out and browse around the selection, because these guys make a fabulous product and they make it look really, really good. Thanks for tuning in, gang. Take care.